Welcome back, you guys, to Canon Events. I'm your host, Trevor, and I'm here. I got major drip on provided by AnimeApe.com. Get you some One Piece gear, some Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, whatever you want. They got the drip. Use the code down below, okay, for 10% off your first item. Now, I am so excited to cry on camera this week, okay? I guarantee you there are going to be some tears shed. Guys, it's been crazy here in the One Piece flashback universe. Flashback piece is back piece, okay? And we're hopefully almost done with it. Loki has really dropped some bombs, okay? Not only have we found out about an entirely new power system, the sea-packed power system, okay, with this abyssal sea god or devil, okay, the Sea Devil's contracts. Now, we found out that Shanks was one, and Shanks did have his time as a double agent in Mary Joie confirmed, hanging out with his twin brother, getting the drip that actually we've seen a lot of memes have shown that Shamrock has stolen Shanks's drip from that flashback. That is the drip that Shamrock is currently wearing now in the current world. So what's up with that, bro? Did you just miss the way your twin brother smelled? Like, did you get jealous? Like, he had so much more. You guys look the same. In fact, he's got a scar on his face. You more pretty than him, Shamrock. How come you're jealous of your brother? Okay, what happened there? Is that the whole reason for the split? Is that Shanks had too much drip? He had too much sauce, and you guys fought and clashed, and Shanks was like, you know what, fuck you guys. I was happier being a pirate. I don't need caviar and bougie ass bitches. I'm going back to the ocean. Or was Shanks truly there to liberate the slaves, as we saw supposedly, allegedly in the Fisher Tiger flashback? Now, it could have been Shamrock that liberated the slaves. It was a silhouette. We don't know, but it seemed to indicate that it was Shanks. The bandages seem to be in place. Now, Shanks as a liberator, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Okay, all the Shanks slander has been very heavy. I am concerned for the sanctity of Shanks' character moving forward, given that he seems to have chained up an innocent giant man. I don't know, to save face, maybe to cover up what really happened, because as we know that when that giant man allegedly killed his dad, not only now do we know that his dad actually called for Loki to come and do it, okay, but Shanks was there in a jacuzzi with the shallow sea contract symbol on his arm, his now missing arm. That Harald was being overtaken at that very moment via his deep sea contract. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And Shanks had defected at that point, allegedly, was hanging out with Scopper Gaban on good terms, and now Emu had already promoted Harald to the deep sea contract and was possessing him. Could Shanks have potentially had more to do with this death of King Harald and its covering up than we have evidence to know? We're about to find out. I'm very excited, you guys. Now, let's take a little bit of a recap of the themes that we've been tracking in these flashbacks. They align very much with the themes that coalesce with Straw Hat characters, which is why I personally do think that Loki is somehow going to join the Straw Hat crew. Perhaps the owl and its large fruit is going to play a role in this, whether it's going to increase the size of the Sunny or decrease the size of the Loki. We do not know, but I think Loki has major Straw Hat energy. Now, we have seen other major Straw Hat energy people kind of stay behind, especially in Wano with Momonosuke and Yamato. I think all of the Scabbards are honorary Straw Hats in my book, and I look forward to seeing them all come back in the final war. Now, furthermore, we've seen people with Straw Hat energy in other crews that probably could have joined, but there was too much going on. I would say Karakuri being one of them. Now moving on forward, we have this theme that follows most Straw Hats about rejection and abandonment, tragedy and loss being formative character moments, okay, that they lead into this larger theme statement that each Straw Hat represents in such a powerful, unique way, but in a collective way that's very similar and parallel that makes them Straw Hats. The theme would be something like, a good person is one forged by the hottest flames who comes out shining the brightest. That tragedy and loss and all of these bad things happen to many people in the One Piece world, and that many of them are corrupted by it. Many of them lose hope in the least or become evil in the worst, but some of them become better from their tragic origin stories, and every single Straw Hat is emblematic of that theme statement. Now, the next thing that we are exploring is this kind of perception versus reality theme represented through misunderstandings and rumors, okay? The political intrigue and socio-political intrigue in and amongst the giants, paralleling very much in a very ironic way the political intrigue and rumors and misunderstanding and misperception of the giant people by the rest of the world. That their inability to overlook the differences first in Harald and then in Loki and Ida, that their inability to overlook the differences in their own people absolutely reflects the same element of humanity that the small folk are unable to overlook the differences in the giants. That it ironically portrays humans and giants as being very much the same, and in being the same, being unable to accept not only each other, but each other within each other's species. Okay? And it's a very complex, very heavy-hitting presentation of this thematic, powerful statement. Moving past that, we also have to explore the theme of this statement of the harmful impact of legacy and tradition, that we also see an ironic clash and yet parallelism between how Harald was trying to abandon the old ways and ended up enforcing the oldest of old ways, the ways that made the Void Century take over the world and made Mu's world possible. Okay? And ironically, that once he failed tragically in his goals, that the nation of Elbaf was backtracked, and that everything that he had done to advance the giant race seems to have been undone to a large extent. We'll finally be looking for this fifth theme that I think is very Mewtwo, okay? And that is that one's worth in life is not defined by one's origins, but rather what they do with their life. Very, very akin to the theme stated of Pokemon, the first movie, via our boy Mewtwo. Okay, throw it up.
I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
Gotta love that guy. Now, we're gonna dig in. I know that was a nice lead in. This is such a cool full color cover art. It's like a stained glass window of Luffy, and if I could remake this in stained glass, let me tell you, this would be in my window sill. We have a stunning full color spread, finally getting official colors. Oh my goodness, this guy, the Mafia Don, looks a lot like Franky. I know we've been basically told that Queen was Franky's dad, but this guy does look a lot like Franky, I will say. Oh my god. Okay, so his hair is not white. We definitely need to go and take a moment to break down all of these amazing color reveals, especially of their hair. And look at Rox. What's going on with Rox's hair? That's not what we expected at all. White and blue? White and blue? The Buggy D Zebek or the Davy D Buggy coalition, eat your hearts out. I still don't get it. Now, oh my goodness, Big Mom is fine as fuck. Let me just say this much. Wow. I have never been more attracted to Big Mom ever in my life. And I don't understand how, after seeing the atrocities that she's committed, that my heart is ba-thumping over these legs. But look at the legs on Big Mom. My goodness. Now, the average bust size on the Rocks pirate crew is tremendous. I think that the amazing and yet sparse in number tetas here are truly a representation of One Piece peak, okay? Especially Gloriosa. I think that Roger is a fucking idiot. We know this much, but Roger is especially a fucking idiot for not being head over heels for this Amazon queen, Gloriosa. Okay, Gloriosa, holla at me. I know you got old and wrinkly real quick, but we can use the Toki Toki no Mi, alright? We'll figure it out. And this tiger, I'm just like, where the fuck did the tiger come from? Nobody knows about the tiger. I have no clue what the tiger's doing here. Now let's get into this, because I can't wait any longer. 14 years ago, Yaban's house, the realm of the sun, Elbaf. Ah, we're picking up right where we thought. 14 years ago, realm of the sun, Elbaf, just before the fateful massacre. What? Captain Roger has a son? Arg, seems like it. Garp told me about him the last time we crossed paths. The kid's done well to stay out of the Navy's clutches. Wow. So I basically have a little brother out there. Arg, that's true. You and Buggy were always like our sons. Who knows, with Captain Roger's blood flowing through him, the kid might just become the pirate king of this new era. You know the title is not hereditary, right? Besides, most burdened with high expectations fail to reach the top. Ain't that true? Is that so? I think things are more interesting that way. Meanwhile. Oh, it's Loki! Prince Loki, he's returned. Elder Ja Rule has just arrived too. West Castle. Foyer of the audience chamber. Whoa. Your Majesty, why did you do that? He was chaining you just as you ordered. Why did I cut him down, that soldier? What am I? My body. It's moving on its own. Is it because of those orders? I'm simply forced to snuff out anyone in my way. Mobilize the entire nation and form a grand army of warriors. Could it really be impossible to disobey? Is it messing with my thoughts? Will this last forever? Then the country will suffer as long as I live. This body of mine is a walking hazard. It'll be for nothing. It'll all be for nothing. The last 144 years of my life. I have to die now. You men, kill me now! Huh? As if I never let Elbaf be enslaved. Hurry before I'm completely taken over! Your Majesty, what are you saying? Old man, I'm back! Gah! What the hell are you doing? Harald! Can't be. I really am immortal. I'm regenerating. Stop this. All of you, run! Holy fuck. Ah! How am I supposed to die now? Someone help me. Oh my god. Elder Ja Rule looks absolutely useless, I'm not gonna lie. I'll cut to the chase. Harald and I were both bound by the most shallow pact of the Holy Land, to serve an individual they call the Great One. This is just the Shallow Sea Covenant contract, mind you, but even then, when we're in range, we can't defy their orders. Arr, that's a curious power. Yeah, I meant we could only talk more plainly when we're far away from the Holy Land. Yeah, I knew it. You're from the Red Hair Pirates, aren't you? So he already had we knew he already had the pirates before this. Harald will probably be happy to join the Knights of God if it helps Elbaf's membership bid, but if he agrees, he'd have to enter an even deeper covenant. Is that a problem? Oh look! The covenant of a full knight blesses them with inhuman strength and immortality. They're also granted the ability to travel vast distances by means of an abyss pentagram. In exchange, the Great One's voice can reach them anywhere. So disobedience becomes totally impossible, even if you're far away. Harald would be fully under their thumb if he enters into that deeper covenant. Those guys have a boundless appetite for greed. I can't see them honoring their word. I really don't think Harald should join. Ching! What the? Knock it off, old man! What the hell is even going on here? How are you even breathing after all those stab wounds? Why are you trying to kill us? And where's all this strength coming from? What happened to you, Harald? Come back to your senses! All guards, report to the throne room now! He's gone mad! The king! We have to stop him! Yeah, did a fight break out? I bet Loki's up to no good again. Hurry! We must aid our king! Explain yourself, Harald! What happened? Elder Jarul, what I've done is unforgivable. My sanity is slipping beyond my control. Please, listen to me, Loki. Tell the people of Elbaf what happened here. Tell them about the gods I slayed. Let it be known that I've repeatedly stained my hands trying to make Elbaf a member nation. Spread the word about how I was tricked and ended up in this miserable state. They wanted me to enslave our people as warriors for the government. What do you mean? How were you tricked? They never intended to honor my terms. They never intended to honor my terms from the very start. My king. Elder Jarul, Loki must be the one to eat Elbaf's secret treasure. Please, see to it. What? No one else can beat me with these godly powers. It was never my dream to see Elbaf subjugated by the government. I am the worst king in the history of Elbaf. You must kill me and take the throne, Loki. Let Elbaf know what a disgrace of a king I was. Kill me and elevate yourself as a hero, bro. I don't care about how I'm remembered. That's not important. The only thing that matters is securing Elbaf's future, don't you see? Don't you see it? I swear I'd beat your fucking ass, Loki. You'd go that far? I'm counting on you, Loki. You're the only one who can make things right. Okay, we've got JoJo's effects. Holy fuck. Harald in action is terrifying. Harald is a terrifying force of nature. Wow. There's a criminal roaming the castle. Sire? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. He's been corrupted. One by one, he's cutting through all of the royal guards, which you can imagine the royal guards in the Giant's castle must be some of the strongest royal guards in the history of royal guards. There's a criminal roaming the castle. Seal the chamber doors. Sire? Right away, your majesty. So now he's giving the orders again. But it's not the Harald we know and love. What have you done? You're not the King Harald I knew. Indeed. That Harald is gone. I am now the Great One's vassal. And he was fully stabbed through the neck. First of all, I mean, he does have, he's like that guy that went to jail in North Florida and then he got a modeling contract, the neck guy. He's like the guy with the neck, okay? He's fucking necked up, bro. He invented big necks. This man is 90% neck. And yet, this guy was strong enough to get his spear through that neck. So you have to imagine, these guards are very strong. And Harald just fucking knife through buttered them. Hot knife through buttered them. None of you will be allowed to escape. The truth of what happened here will die with you! Everybody, run! Oh! He fucking curb stomped him! Oh my god, dude, that's fucking brutal. In fact, like, looking at it, the brutality of this page is actually, it's kind of unheard of how brutal this is. Because let me see if we see any severed limbs. This guy's head got chopped in half, and we see a close-up that's not just the hat. That's not just the hat. This looks like an arm that got cut off. This shield is cut in half. This is somebody's torso. Like, Harald actually committed dismemberments right now. And then he just curb stomped his chief guard.
I shall deliver this country into the hands of Lord Emu. Loki, hurry! Damn it! Why do I have to eat this devil fruit? Doesn't that mean I'm giving up the ability to ever swim? And why is the old man suddenly acting like he has a totally different personality? You won't be eating it, Loki. That fruit is mine. You just told me to eat it, remember? You can't eat it. That would be the end of the world. Hurry, Loki! No matter what happens, we can't let him lay his hands on it!
Fuck! Oda has been saving all of the gore in One Piece for this flashback, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god. Now, I know that Oda has been known to have said that he doesn't kill people or show gore because his grandma used to read One Piece. I think it's safe to say that his grandma ain't around no more. And rest in peace, Grandma Oda, because this is dark. This is dark. So Elder Ja Rule comes up and skewers the King of the Giants. And granted, Elder Ja Rule is a vassal of the King of the Giants. Elder Ja Rule is his elder, his advisor. He is a vassal. And the King of the Giants puts a fucking sword through his brain. He lobotomizes Elder Ja Rule. He says,
Elder Ja Rule! I'm afraid I must return the legendary sword you gave me long ago. I need to take the fruit.
oh, there we go, confirmation.
I need to eat the fruit and take up Ragnir now.
So is the fruit... Ragnir is the Mjolnir hammer, I believe. And then so that means that the fruit has something to do with Ragnir?
I won't let you!
Oh! Oh! First of all, why is Shanks' sword so big? Shing! And we've got Gabon. Okay, still peak Gabon. And Shanks with a ridiculously oversized sword. Looking powered up, honestly. He looks powered up to some degree.
Gabon, is that you? Wah!
Shing jing!
Hey, Ja Rule, what happened to you? Don't worry, my helmet saved me.
Oh, no, it didn't, buddy. It did not save you. Oh, fucking peak Oda humor, dude. Don't worry, my helmet saved me. Like, bro, hold on. I think you need to see a doctor. Dog, that was fucking dark.
Please stop, Harald. You can't let him catch Loki.
Erg. No matter how you slice it, we've landed ourselves in a real pickle. I know it says pinch, but pickle is much more of a Gibbon thing to say. I'm sorry. Open your eyes, Harald. Look at what you're doing.
Hey, Shanks. This immortality thing isn't half bad. I truly feel superior now. Damn it. Is there really no way to free him from having to follow these orders?
Ka-ching! This is Loki, right? This is Loki because he has horn.
This is the forbidden devil fruit passed down within Elbaf?
What? What? And then so apparently Ragnar attacks him on its own. So it's a sentient hammer.
Whoa. Ah! What is this thing? A surprise attack?
We don't have a break next week. We do get better looks at Loki's tattoos. Very interesting. Let's take a closer look at this. Now this is also very interesting because it has an anchor on it. That's obviously an anchor. It's a treasure chest that they obtained from somewhere else. I guarantee it. But where? We don't know. However, I would think that it was something from the Ancient Empire, specifically from Joy Boy's seafaring group. I'm pretty vexed by the action in this chapter. How do these things advance the themes that we talked about at the beginning of the episode? Well, of course, the first theme of a good person being forged in the hottest flames and coming out shining the brightest is exemplifying itself in this clash here, because we are seeing two people. Harald was a good person to a degree, but he failed to do good, to do the good that he could have done. He failed to live up to his potential, which is a tragedy. And he actually did bad. This is bad. He's killing many people. He curb stomped someone. He lobotomized someone without consent. Not good. He's also kind of chasing down his son to kill him, and that's also not good. So we're seeing that the good person that's being forged in the fires is Loki. And this is truly one of the hottest fires that we have seen. This is one of the darkest and most tragic, traumatic backstories that any One Piece character has ever had. I mean, Oda's really outdoing himself. Loki's character is a character that I cannot help but identify with, because he is a character who was hated from birth by his own mother. I personally have a very troubled backstory with my own mother, trying to get rid of me from a very young age. And if it weren't for the father that I got to have, I likely would not have survived to be here making this video. Loki didn't even really get that. Harald was not a great dad to Loki. He tried to be in the beginning, but he wasn't. Harald failed at being a father to both Loki and Hasrudin, in my opinion. And it's probably his greatest failure, because Loki was sitting in a cell and Harald had to ask for him to be released when he finally had to admit that he needed his son, and that his son was the only person who could save his dreams for a bright future for Elbaf. Harald had put it all on himself in the most toxic of ways. And in doing so, he had abandoned so many things that should have mattered to him if he wasn't such a fucking failure. Okay? Loki being anywhere near remotely good is an absolute miracle. And or it's because he truly was a good kid. And that no matter what life threw his way, nothing could change that. He was the kid that looked up to rocks. And that seems to have never changed. He looked up to rocks because rocks was free. And perhaps Oda is telling us that in these dark moments that we can experience in life, that even a character that was rejected from birth and hated by his own culture for so long, and falsely imprisoned multiple times, treated as a monster, despite never, ever being able to truly become evil. That was possible only because he kept hope in his dream of being free. That when a human being maintains faith in what is truly righteous and good, i.e. freedom, that nothing can break the human spirit. And I think that that is one of the major messages throughout all of One Piece. And I would say that that is one of the major reasons that I think that Loki is a Straw Hat. Not is going to be a Straw Hat, but is and has always been a Straw Hat pirate. And we are going to see that continue to evolve and flourish, truly blossoming in battle as Loki takes up Ragnir, shows off this amazing fruit, and fights alongside his captain and his new BFF, Monkey D. Luffy. What else? I think that the Mewtwo theme of one's worth not being defined by one's origins, but rather by what they do with their life, is going to be highly emblemized by next chapter's interaction between Loki and Ragnir, the apparently sentient hammer. Now, I don't know how we didn't see this coming. Vegapunk said that almost all of his inventions are merely reinventions of ancient technology from the ancient kingdom. Devil fruits and sentient devil fruit possessing items have existed for a long, long time, and Ragnir is going to prove that to us. I think that Ragnir will be an item that has lived since the Void Century era or before it. And Ragnir is going to have its own story to tell, as well as its own opinion to make of Loki. The Mjolnir myth says that the hammer is the judge of the quality of the wielder, and that only the worthy can wield Mjolnir. Well, I think Ragnir will be exactly the same, and it will play this role of a litmus test of Loki's true worth. That it will see right through Loki's facade of being a bad boy and being a hurt bad boy, and it will see his true faith and the power of his hope for a life of freedom and his belief in that. And it's gonna deem him as worthy. Harald sure as shit is not worthy. And even if, now we know that we're safe here, because even if Harald were to grab Ragnir and the fruit, neither would accept him. We know that mythical Zoans are the most conscious Zoans, that they have a will capable of defying the world government for hundreds of years in the case of the Nika Nika no Mi. Let's just call it for short. I don't think that Harald, even if he ate the mythical Zoan fruit that Loki is about to eat, would get much out of it. I think it would probably kill him from the inside out. It would reject him and the power of the devil, because it's probably the fruit of something that the devil hates and wants to control and could never control because it's not worthy. Loki is worthy, and we're about to see that the worth of one's life is not defined by one's origins, but what you do with the hammer called Ragnir and the mythical Zoan fruit that your nation has been protecting for 1,000 years. Okay, we're about to see some crazy shit. Now, this harmful impact of legacy and tradition really reaches a culmination in Harald's final words. And I really do think those were Harald's final words. Those were Harald's last words. Before Harald ceased to be, Harald is dead now. Harald is dead. Imu has annihilated any last senses of self in Harald. Shanks even says it himself. Is there truly any way that we could bring him back from this? And no, there's not. He's fucking gone. Okay, what's left is a juggernaut. Literally a juggernaut in control of Imu. And that is dangerous as hell. But he says it in this big speech that, and I'm going to scroll up because this one means something to me. He says, I don't care how I'm remembered. That's not important. He finally realized that it's not about how he's remembered. The only thing that matters is securing a future for Elbaf. Okay? Not even a good, just a future, because he realizes that through his hubris, through his stupidity and trying to do this all on his own, in being a bad father and rejecting his sons, okay, that he has ensured that Elbaf might not even have a future anymore. And he might be the one to undo that. Turning Elbaf into a mobilized army for an evil devil in control of the world. A coward from the shadows. Something that Harald truly was not. I do not think Harald was a coward at any point in his life. Besides when he didn't go to help Rocks. I think at that point, we might have said something bad about him. But Harald wasn't very cowardly, no. He was very brave. He's just stupid. And he did brave things without thinking. And he did brave things all on his own. And the consequences, the ramifications of this are tremendous. In all of that, he realizes that legacy and tradition are harmful. That the people need to know what? The truth. People need to know the truth so they can move forward into the future in any way positive at all. And guys, I'll leave you to think about all of that. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to grow our channel, Canon Events. We're going to be covering more anime, manga, D&D, all sorts of literature, content, and some video gaming too, baby. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you next week for the next amazing chapter of One Piece. Until then, take care of yourselves, people. Canon Events, out.